Hello everyone, welcome to the Crystaly Recapped channel. The movie begins with the demonstration of a young boy, Tadek, who didn't buy a train ticket and hides from the conductor. He jumps off the train, and Mina notices him. She immediately becomes interested in who this boy is. Soon Tadek arrives in the city, and the first thing he does is buy some ice cream cones and knocks on his sister's door. She didn't know Tadek was coming today, and opens the door not fully dressed. He gives Anka the ice cream, but she's obviously not interested in it. She is getting ready to go on a date. Anka tells Tadek that she met a nice boy and they are going to be friends with Tadek. Before leaving, they kiss. Left alone at home, Tadek checks the peephole and rearranges the furniture. Later in the evening, the sister comes home with her boyfriend and asks her brother to go to another room. The next day, Anka notices Tadek and tries to befriend him. He wants to marry Anka. She asks her brother how long he will stay with her. Tadek replies that everything is fine, but as long as he lives with her, he shouldn't argue with Anka. Later, Tadek walks around the city. He notices girls and tries to meet them. Among them sits Mina, but she doesn't say anything. When Tadek leaves, she tells her friends that the day will come and he will become her husband. Mina lives in a poor neighborhood, and a guest from England comes to her parents. Suddenly, bandits appear and break the glass in the Englishman's car. Late in the evening, the sister asks Tadek to evaluate her dress, and he says he really likes this dress. A new day dawns, and Tadek prepares a delicious breakfast, which surprises Anka because their mother couldn't cook. Tadek responds, "Well, maybe we're not related after all." The sister asks again how long he will live with her. Tadek replies until the end of the summer vacation. After some time, Tadek looks at his childhood photos, and among them he notices new photos of Anka, which he carefully examines. In the morning, he notices some boys taking books. Anka tells him he emptied Tadek's room. Before leaving, he tells Anka he will be back in a few days. Later, the boy plays soccer with his friends. Gern tells him that Anka is very cool. He has a lot of connections and can solve any problem. He even built this soccer field. However, Anka has a wife and 2 children. Tadek talks to his sister about it, but she doesn't want to listen to him. The sister calls her aunt and finds out that Tadek has been expelled, and he lied about wanting to live with her until the end of the summer vacation. They start arguing, and she insults Tadek, but they are distracted by an electrician. It turns out that Anka hasn't paid for electricity for several months, and this is the last warning. The man offers to solve this problem, but Anka refuses. Watching Tadek pack his things, she feels ashamed, and they make peace. The next day, Tadek earns some money at the market, where he is noticed by Mina, and Tadek also remembers her. She says that Tadek will become her husband, and if he doesn't believe her, she will read his fortune. Tadek catches Anka with another woman. He runs out of the house and slams the door shut. To attract attention, he shouts in the street that he just saw something. Anka asks the girl not to say what they were doing. A few minutes later, Anka arrives. Anka explains that the girl was helping him with some paperwork. Anka understands that it's a lie and orders him to disappear from her life. At night, the brother lies opposite Anka, but after a few minutes, she gets up and leaves. The next day, Tadek brings Anka's leftover belongings to club, and when he returns home, he notices Anka crying. She says they've been cut off from electricity. He learns that Anka has big debts, so he gives away all his money and promises to bring back more. To do this, he starts handing out leaflets. Mina sees him and offers him a job where he'll earn more money. However, Tadek takes it as a jokey. A little later, in an effort to please his sister, he cleans all her shoes. She thanks her brother, then closes the door to the room, but the door opens and Tadek peeks through the crack. Anka sees it but doesn't go to close the door. While preparing breakfast, he once again says he'll earn money, but his sister thinks he's joking. A little later, Tadek goes to Mina's house. Local residents don't like that a stranger is wandering around their territory and accuse him of damaging a car, but Mina comes to his rescue and explains that he's her friend. Late at night, the duo sneaks onto private property and steal a large Turkish rug. Anka's debt amounts to 800 zlotys, and the seller offers only 300 for the rug. Mina decides to deceive the seller. She tears off a piece of the rug and convinces the seller that the entire rug is made of sheep's wool. Such rugs are specially bought for children, so the price can be increased. Now Tadek is short of 150 zlotys, and Mina promises to add her money. Tadek doesn't know when he can repay the debt, but the girl says he doesn't need his money. At home, she helps her mother. The Englishman becomes interested in Mina and asks her a few questions. She says she wants to become a doctor. The Englishman finds it odd. Gypsies can't be good doctors, which disappoints Mina. Extracting a certain amount of money from the family's stash, the girl meets Tadek and gives him the money. He tells Mina that she can always count on him. In secret from her sister, he pays the electricity bill and watches as she marvels at the working light. A few minutes later, he returns home and sneaks into the bathroom where his sister is sitting. But suddenly, the doorbell rings. It's Mina. She looks confused and tries to talk to Tadek, but he asks to postpone the conversation until tomorrow. Tadek immediately returns home and stealthily enters Anka's room. She doesn't like it, and she quickly leaves. At night, she enters Tadek's room and wakes him up. She says she understands what he wants, and although it's not right, they have fun all night long. The next day, Tadek walks around the city and notices Anka, who bought a dress. Tadek knows he wants to reconcile with Anka and quickly returns home to disconnect the intercom. Then Tadek buys 2 movie tickets, but when he returns home, he sees Anka. He shouts that Anka is unworthy of her, and he's ready to kill him. A few days later, the stadium opens in the city. During the dances, a local official allows himself a lot. The girl asks Anka for help, but he says that this man should become the prime minister. Anka goes to the toilet, followed by Anka. He wants Anka to go to the hotel with the minister. Obviously, she refuses, and she manages to drive the scoundrels away. Tadek rushes home and tries to calm his sister down, but she closes the door. It turns out that the day Mina came to Tadek, she tried to tell him that she was getting married. During the wedding, Anka's gang sets fire to the tables. Tadek sees his friend running away from something. He explains that they set fire to the wedding. Tadek starts beating the man and comes to the place where he and Mina spent time. Tadek realizes that Mina got engaged. She says that if he hadn't ignored her, everything could have been different. Tadek suggests running away, and they'll never be found. Mina replies that she has already run away, but she can come back. Then Tadek reminds her that she read his palm and they were supposed to get married. This amuses Mina. There's only one thing she's sure of: how much she hates him. But still, before leaving, she kisses him. When Tadek returns home, Anka tells him that she has packed his things and he will have to leave her. But before that, they eat ice cream for the last time. This is the end of the movie. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this.